Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kari and today we are going to be talking about my experience giving birth. I got to the hospital at about 10 in the morning. My water had broke around 2 a.m. but I decided to just wait it out until I was ready for the epidural. So when I get to the hospital, they check me into a room, I get my IV, and the nurse is there. I asked the nurse about getting an epidural, and she told me that they don't recommend getting an epidural right now because it will slow down the labor process. She also told me that she could tell just by looking at me that I wasn't in that much pain and that I would be in the hospital until the next day. So I have a very high pain tolerance, so I wasn't looking like I was in a lot of pain, but I really was. Some time goes by, minutes, hours, I don't know. Who knows, right? I was in pain. I wasn't really keeping track of the time or anything. So she told me that I could get a warm shower and that would help with the contractions. So by the time I get over there, they're like, oh, the shower's not working. Let's call maintenance. So maintenance never comes. So since I couldn't get in the hot shower, I asked for a heated pad. It took her a long time to actually bring me one. We had to keep reminding her, and it seemed like she didn't really want to be bothered with me. So the other nurses were they were a lot more helpful. I ended up getting some fentanyl, and the fentanyl, it helped me for about a minute, and then the contractions got worse. And so I was just sitting in bed, can't even really cry anymore. Like, I don't know, it was something about the fentanyl, like it made everything so much worse, and my contractions were just like killing me. I felt like I was dying. Like, I was just sitting on the bed, like, I tried to wait it out after I got the fentanyl, but the contractions were getting so bad. So I was like, okay, well, I can't do this anymore. I need to get an epidural. And so I called the nurse on the little phone speaker thing. I'm like, please bring me an epidural, please, please, please. And I'm like begging them because they kept telling me that I couldn't get one earlier. And she's like, okay, we can bring you an epidural. Absolutely awesome. Thank you guys. Thank you. I was in a lot of pain, right? But I'm so scared of needles that it took me an hour. It's literally took me an hour from the time they came to the time that they put the needle in my back. And while you do that, they tell you that you have to be very still, and they have to do it while you're having a contraction. So the epidural didn't fully kick in until it was almost time for me to start pushing, but it did help me tremendously. It helped enough to where I could sleep in between contractions, and I really needed that because by the time I was pushing, I was so exhausted. And actually, when I got the epidural, they were telling me that the baby's heart rate was dropping, and I think they said it was normal or something, but I was like praying to God. I was like, God, please take me instead. Like, that's how I was scared. I was like, I might have to get a C-section, and I really didn't want that, but if it was to save my baby, I would do that. I was so scared. I thought I've heard about people having to get cut open in order for the baby to come through. So I was telling the doctor, I was like, please don't cut me, please don't cut me. And she was like, I'm not gonna do that. It's like, okay. So she puts like oil or something like that down there to help, and I didn't tear bad at all. I had a small laceration, and she stitched it up pretty fast, so I was grateful for that. And after you give birth, they also do this thing where they push on your stomach. Sorry, my baby's in the way. Where they push on your stomach and they make like all the blood come out or something like that. But it was so cool. My husband was there and he cut the cord. He was really excited for that, and he watched like everything. Applause to him for being there and experiencing that, because it was terrible. The funny part about it though is that, like, while I was in labor, I did not want anything to do with him. I remember it was like he was trying to give me a hug because he felt bad, and I was like, no, go away. But yeah, if you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on your post notifications so you can be notified for the next time that I post, which will be soon. And bye bye.